Thank you for sharing that with me. Like, say it back, bro, if you actually mean it. You know what I mean? For God's sake, like, it's not that hard. Guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Andre. Wow, look at my eye bags. This is not okay. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Andre Jerome, as you all know, and if you don't, well, hi. As you can see down below, today is all about hometowns. Michelle's hometown, Rachel's hometown, Bree's hometown, and Serena P's hometown. So buckle up, we have a lot to talk about. And before we even start, do not forget to subscribe to my channel because I only post banger videos and Bachelor recaps. Period. And without further ado, let's start with the video. Okay, the first very hometown for the week was Michelle's hometown. I actually like Michelle. I think Michelle is my favorite, to be honest. At first, you all know that it was Rachel, but things happened, things changed, and now it's Michelle. Michelle's hometown started with the bike ride that was pretty cute. And then they went in this auditorium to talk to Michelle's students. It was honestly pretty cute. Her students asked her a few questions like, do you see yourself with Michelle long term? Are you gonna give Michelle a rose? Are you gonna propose to Michelle? And like, obviously, these questions were staged. We all know that these questions were prepared, but it was still cute to see. And like, then Matt finally got to meet Michelle's parents. Michelle's dad is literally the cutest thing alive. He is so adorable. He's so cute. And Michelle's mom obviously was cute too, but the dad like really stood out to me. Like, he was so freaking cute. Michelle's dad asked Michelle, you know, if Matt were to propose to you right now, would you say yes? And she actually said yes. I don't know why I low-key thought she was gonna say I'm not fully ready, because I just felt like I needed a little bit more time, like validation from Matt. But she did say yes. So if Matt were to propose to her tonight, she would have said yes, guys. Then we had the conversation between Michelle's dad and Matt. I really like how Matt was describing Michelle, you know. Throughout the whole show tonight, Matt had to describe every single girl that he's dating right now to the parents. And I like how like he described every single one of them differently. I like how he didn't use the same words and the same adjectives for every single girl, which means that like he actually cares about them. Matt told Michelle's dad that he was falling in love with Michelle and that if they end up together, he would be open to move wherever Michelle lives. I like how Michelle's dad was being supportive throughout the whole thing. He was like, you know, that's my daughter. I respect her. She's old enough to make her own decisions. Whatever makes her happy, I'll support it no matter what. And I feel like a lot of parents, especially Black parents, I feel like it's kind of hard for them to accept that like their kids are gonna go to the Bachelor. Obviously, it's like a non-traditional way of falling in love. But I love how Michelle's dad especially was very, very supportive of Michelle's decision. Then we had Michelle's convo with her mom. She said that she thinks that Matt can be the one for her, you know, like her true love or whatever. And again, I like how her mom was being supportive. It's really nice to see that both parents, like, it's hard for them to see their daughter like dating a guy that is dating 3 other girls, but I really again like how they're all supportive of her. Then they showed us Matt, Michelle, and like Michelle's family playing basketball together, and like I honestly think that if Michelle were to win, it would be really good for her and Matt. Seeing them play basketball together was really cute, and I feel like if Michelle wins, which I don't think she does, but if she wins, I feel like Matt would be a good addition to the family. They seem to really get along. At one part, Michelle was kissing Matt, and then like Michelle's mom and dad were kissing at the same time. That was really cute to see. Long story short, Michelle did end up telling Matt that she was falling in love with him, and this guy was like, thank you for sharing that with me. Like, bro, I'll talk about that afterwards, but it really truly bothered me because like throughout the whole show, every single time that a person has said that they're falling in love with him, he's always saying the same bullshit. Thank you for sharing that with me. Like, say something. Don't keep using the same freaking line over and over again. That was pretty much it for Michelle's 101, and now on to Rachel's 101. Rachel's entire setup was amazing. I honestly feel like Rachel is like the producers and obviously Chris Harrison's favorite, because if you compare her hometown at the beginning of it to like Michelle's or Serena's or whatever, like it's really out there. Like she got to drive like this really nice car. They went skydiving. She went on a date where like Matt bought her a lot of bear clothes. So it's like she's being privileged. Like she is being people's favorites, and I feel like you can see that throughout the show. Basically, Rachel blindfolded Matt or whatever, and like they drove to like this airport and they went to go skydiving. I really want to go skydiving, and seeing Rachel having the time of her life while I'm here in quarantine really sucked. Like I want to go skydiving so bad, so I was extremely jealous of her and Matt. So Rachel's landing was for sure hard, and the preview for me was kind of funny, but like watching it like for real, I literally got scared because like she actually did fall really hard, and she fell like on her face, and I was like, you see, that's why like you don't go skydiving like that, because like you have to actually take lessons and they have to teach you how to properly land. But they did this whole thing so quick, so this girl did not have time to learn. Like, but how Matt was reacting, like this guy is in love with this girl. He is in love, and like he doesn't have to say it for us to notice. Like it's so obvious that Rachel wins, because the way that he acts, you know, he was like, oh, when you fell, I realized how much I really cared about you. I mean, it was cute or whatever, but like you can tell how much he truly cares about Rachel. And I feel like it's low-key becoming a little bit too obvious, in my opinion. Then Matt got to meet Rachel's family. You know, Rachel's mom asked, if Matt were to propose to you right now, would you say yes? And I'm not surprised. Of course, Rachel said yes. You know, we've been knowing that Rachel loves Matt since like day one. And I believe that Matt loves her back. Then we had Matt's conversation with Rachel's dad. Let me just say that Rachel looks exactly like her dad. They have the exact same facial structure. Like it's like this, and then it's like kind of like square, and then it goes in. Like they have the exact same face. Obviously, Rachel's dad was kind of like skeptical about the whole situation, you know. But again, he kind of like showed his support for Rachel, and like he trusted Rachel enough to let her have her own journey, you know. Then we had Rachel's conversation with her dad. She did tell her dad that she sees a future with Matt, which again is not very surprising to me, and I bet to you guys too. She said that she does feel different from the other girls, and that she feels like the things that Matt is telling her is not the same things that Matt is telling the other girls. She is right. It's pretty obvious, like I said before, that Matt loves Rachel. Like the way that like he acts around Rachel, and that the way that he like the way he talks to her, and the way he just looks at her, everything is just so different from the other girls, you know. So, and then the night ended with Rachel and Matt talking. Matt didn't ask for Rachel's dad's blessing, and that hurt Rachel. But again, I'm like, why did it hurt you? Because like I feel like if you did ask for your dad's blessing, that would just be too obvious that he's gonna pick you. I respected Matt for again being honest with Rachel and saying, I'm not gonna ask for every dad's blessings right now. I'm gonna wait until I have my final girl, and when I do, I'll call your dad and I'll tell him, you know, what's up. Then we had Bree's hometown. The first half of Bree's hometown was basically a second portion of the first one-on-one, which means that they went on fourth wheeling. Is that the word for it? Like those big cars? I think it's four-wheeling. I think I'm saying it wrong. And they went on a picnic. You know, nothing really special happened. It was kind of boring, I'm not gonna lie, because it's the same thing that happened on the first one-on-one. So it was nothing really big and exciting. People may not agree with me on this, but I honestly, before I felt the spark between Bree and Matt, I feel like Bree deserves so much more, and I don't really ship her with Matt anymore. And like this might change in the fantasy suite, but for now I just don't ship them anymore, you know. Like I feel like yes, there's chemistry, but not as strong as like Michelle or Rachel. That's me, Bree's mom, because she's a single mom, Bree's little sister, and Bree's best friend. Then Matt talked to Bree's mom. He let her know that he was falling in love with Bree, but he was not necessarily in love with her yet. And again, I respect Matt for being honest with the parents and with the girls. And then Bree's mom asked Bree, you know, like, are you in love with this guy? Because like you've only known him for literally 7 weeks, like a month and a half. So she was like, no, it's kind of too soon, but I am falling in love with him. But it's like, if it's too soon, are you gonna be in love with him a week when he proposes to you? But long story short, Bree does not love Matt, but she is falling in love with him. Bree let him know that she was falling in love with him, and Matt said his iconic line, Thank you for sharing that with me. That line straight up pisses me off every time I hear it. I don't understand why when Rachel told Matt that she was falling in love with him, Matt said it back with no hesitation. He said it back clear, fast, like I felt it, you know, like it felt sincere. But when the other girls telling Matt that they're falling in love with him, he's not saying it back, yet he's telling their parents that he is falling in love with them. Why are letting the parents know but not the actual girl? And it's honestly really, really cringe to hear him say the same freaking line over and over and again every single time a girl tells him that they're falling in love with him. Thank you for sharing that with me. Like, say it back, bro, if you actually mean it. You know what I mean? For God's sake, like, it's not that hard.
Okay.
Anyways, after that we had Serena's P hometown. Serena P, honestly, I didn't have any high hopes for her at first. Like, I liked her, but I never thought she would actually make it to hometowns. But watching her tonight, you know, she's very joyful, very cheerful, she's very happy, and I actually really, really, really like her vibe. She basically taught him the Canadian culture. You know, I'm Canadian, and the whole thing with like the hey, like how Canadians say hey, that is completely false. I hate a like a after every sentence or word, but it's just not accurate. Like, we don't say that. And then they were eating poutine, and Serena P said that she eats poutine with her hands. Are you an animal? You're supposed to eat poutine with your fork, not with your hands. I was like, girl, you're literally not showing our culture right now. Matt met Serena P's family. You know, he had a conversation with every single one of them. Her mom did kind of like raise a red flag, and I feel like that's how the whole thing started, because her mom was like, I don't think Serena P is ready yet. And again, like, Serena P talked to her sister. Serena P did say that she felt like she was kind of like catching up to Matt's feelings. And Serena P's sister said that she doesn't feel like she's smitten over Matt. And honestly, it's true. I've noticed it since their last one-on-one, you know, like, I feel like Matt likes Serena P more than Serena P liked Matt. Yeah, she likes him, but I feel like they were not on the same level, you know? After Serena P talked to her sister, that's when she kind of like had some doubts about Matt and like the whole like Bachelor franchise thingy. If you don't feel ready now, you will most likely not be ready in a week. But I really love how she shared her concerns with Matt, and obviously that was not what Matt wanted to hear, but she was being honest. She was like, I have some doubts, and that's kind of how like her hometown ended. Not really on a good note, which is kind of sad. The way that Matt took his time to really talk to her, and he low-key fought for her in a way that like he actually wanted her to stay, makes me feel like Matt was gonna give a rose to Rachel, Michelle, and Serena P, and that Bree was gonna go home. I honestly think that if Serena P did not send herself home, Bree was gonna go home. And you know, Matt went to go talk to Serena P, and she was like, I don't think you're my person, and then she sent herself home. Matt was obviously hurt, you know, he was crying, he was kind of surprised, he was like, damn it, I thought we were good, you know. I truly feel like Matt was gonna send Bree home tonight, but because Serena P sent herself home, he obviously gave a rose to Bree as like a backup plan. Please tell me if you don't agree with me, but I truly, truly think I'm right. But yeah, Serena P went home because she felt like Matt was not her person. Her heart and her head were not aligned together, and that is really sad. And Matt was crying so hard, which makes me feel like he actually liked her, which again makes me feel like he was gonna send Bree home. I'm telling y'all.
Okay.
Anyways, after it was the rose ceremony, there was 3 roses. Obviously, he gave one to Michelle, Bree, and Rachel. But y'all, next week is the woman tell all, and I am literally so freaking excited. We're gonna have Serena P back, MJ, Jasenia, Queen Victoria, Katie, Brittany. Yo, this woman tell all is, and I hope I'm right, gonna be the best one so far. We're gonna have so much tea, you know, grab your popcorn for next week. My recap is gonna be fire. I'm gonna be honest. I'll give my thoughts on every single drama that happened, and I really hope that they reached my expectations, because if it's bad, I'm gonna be so mad, because so many things happened this season that the woman tell all has to be good. If it's bad, then I blame it on Chris Harrison, because I don't like this guy. Anyways, that is it for today's recap. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully y'all are happy with the final 3. You know, it was Michelle, Bree, and Rachel. Let me know who you think wins in the comment section down below. And with that being said, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, join the gang, and I'll see you next week for a brand new video. Bye guys.